Hey there folks, Pliskin by 51mm, and I'm out here in the garage yet again on this very cold January 20th day. I've been kind of keeping it up on what's been going on in Virginia, and so far it's really been peaceful. I haven't seen no fighting or nothing, and really reports from the event are scarce. I've seen a few live streams, and it just seems like there's just a lot of people walking around, so that's good. There's no fighting with Antifa or any of that. So I figured, might as well do a video on my new 30 round magazine here. See, I got a Amend 2 Second Amendment 30 round magazine made in the USA. Now traffic is getting bad here out on the road. People are up moving around. So if you hear a bunch of cars, I'm sorry. But the gun room is still cluttered. So this is all I have. Anyway, I picked this magazine up the other day out at the gun store that sells the P-Mag magazines, where I got the 20 round P-Mag and the 30 round P-Mags, but that gun store was out of the 30 rounder P-Mags. See, I got a 30 rounder here. It's kind of warm. May have to turn the heat in my room down, but yeah, he didn't have no more 30 rounder P-Mags. He still had 20 rounder P-Mags, but he had these new Amendment 2 30 rounders with the red follower there. And you see they say 5.56 223 on them. So I'll go ahead and do my usual repertoire when I get a new magazine. I'll run some bullets in it. You know, just put some bullets in it and show what it will do. Take some out here. Now these are factory rounds in this P-Mag. See. There, that should do. Alright, put that P-Mag there, that 30 rounder. We'll run some bullets in this. Now, I haven't been out shooting here. I had hoped to go shooting this weekend, but it got real cold. Like yesterday, it only got up to 14 degrees. And the wind chill made it about 0 all day. I had to walk my dog in that, and it wasn't fun. So I was like, well, shooting a gun in this wouldn't be fun either. Here comes a semi. Oh, it was a school bus. Well, it fit those pretty good. Now these are factory rounds, so they're to the right specs. Take these out. Set them over here. But yeah, the old weather just hasn't been good, and I myself am not feeling the best. I have had kind of like a scratchy throat, and my congestion, I've been congested. My nose has been stuffed up, and it really feels like I'm like getting bronchitis, because my chest is like scratchy and feels like it's full of snot, and I've just not been feeling good. I had a fever last night, and so I've just been taking it easy. Okay, now these are hand loads here. This big old Tupperware box of hand loads. These are 52 grain Spear. I bumped my camera. These are 52 grain Spear bullets, hollow point boat tail. Well, no, they're just hollow points, not boat tail. And these are the reloads from the Dillon, and I think, if I remember correctly, they are loaded on 24.9 grains of benchmark. So I'll load a few of these. into the Amend 2 to see how they do. I'll load a couple in there until I get to this bend here, because if you look up here at the front, it does have a slight rib right there. Now these are perfect. The jacket on these bullets is perfectly smooth, so they shouldn't bind up, but my overall bullet length in the case might prove to stop it up, and I'll just show. Got some resistance there. Maybe that was me getting some resistance. That could be it just getting full too, because this is a new magazine. And I suspicion the follower on these is a little bit stiffer, like the spring in it's a little bit stiffer than the mag pulls, because it feels like that's the case. Keep pushing them on down in there. I really need to get some steel GI mags. I mean, I like these polymer ones, but I need to get some steel GI magazines. It's getting a little bit harder to push them in there. Might just be because it's getting to almost max capacity. I don't know. The school bus went back through there again. Apparently the kids did go to school today, here on Martin Luther King Day. That's getting real full. I think I'm right there at the end. Yep, that's 30 rounds. Got full 30 rounds in there, and it didn't bunch up a bit. It just got harder to put them in there, but they all went down. So that's 30 rounds of 52 grain hollow point reloads in the Amend 2 magazine. Awesome. Let's take them back out. That one's not wanting to come back out. As you can see here, I back this shell. The space between the front lip of the magazine and the rear of the case to the back's pretty tight because of the cartridge length. Or not cartridge length, the bullet length, how far the bullet's set out. And on some magazines, some of these polymer ones, that can be a problem too, because if you all remember when I shot the AR15 on Thanksgiving with my cousin, some of these reloads did not fit in the PMag 20 rounder because they were too long. The bullet was set out too far, so he could only shoot 2 at a time. We've since fixed that problem by setting them back in the case just at like a few thousandths of an inch. Just bumped them back enough. But all magazine lengths are different. At least that's the case with the AR and these polymer ones. The distance between the front and rear is different on all of them, just by a few thousandths, and that few thousandths can cause a stoppage when you reload and set bullets out in the case. Because I mean, yeah, we could set them out to the factory length, and I think we pretty much try to overall anyway, but the further the bullet sits out, the more accurate it is, because the jump between the lands of the rifling and the chamber throat is shorter that way. But that's a discussion for another video. And on semi-automatics with magazines, that's a real hindrance, because you're really restricted by your magazine on how far you can set out the bullets. Alright, so that was 30 rounds in the Amend 2. That's pretty good. Didn't bunch up one time, other than me, having some trouble pushing them down over those lips. And right there, cut the old lip. So you can see right here that little strand of plastic that raised that up. I don't know if that's a sign for concern. I have to run it in the gun to see, like, you know, shoot it in the gun, but it's far too cold right now and I'm not feeling the best. Well, anyway, let's run it in the AR and see how it does. Alright, got my DPMS Oracle here. Alright, so the bolt is closed. Alright, let's put the magazine in. Locked up pretty good. I'm pulling on it, it ain't coming out. Alright. Kind of sticks right there, it catches. So I hit the button. Doesn't drop free, and I do that on my bag pull. It drops free. So means you just have to reach up and jerk it out of there. Alright, so I put it back in, see if it'll open the bolt, hold the bolt open. Yep. That red follower is good to let you know that it's empty too, because you'd be like shooting and it would stop and you'd go and look and you'd see that red follower. Like, yeah, I'm out, and then you'd, you know, switch out and put the next one in. Okay. 2 ways back in. Close the bolt. Man, that echoed back through there. Yeah. So I don't think I have anything to worry about. I'd say this magazine is good to go. Now all I have to do is take it out and run a few shells through it. Yep. Click. Well, anyway, that's been my video. There's a dog out somewhere. Oh, that guy's walking his dog across the yard over there next door. Been my video on my new magazine. I think I'm going to leave this one black. Old guy drove by right there real slow. You gotta be careful. You don't know how these people react anymore if they just see you in your garage, you know, on your own property. You know, talking about your rifle here that's unloaded and on safe and got nothing in it. But these people, they could freak out. Anyway, like I was saying, I think I'm just going to leave this one black. I think I have a few black ones. I may buy another one and paint it something. May start trying patterns on these types if they still are out there at that gun store. Like, I'd have my mag pulls a solid color, like this one's solid brown. And I could have the Amend 2s, like Tiger Stripe Woodland, or a pattern like what's on my rifle, you know, just to differentiate if I wanted. Don't know, have to wait and see. The weather should be, I really haven't seen the weather, but it might warm up, and if it does later this week, I'll definitely be trying to go out and test this magazine out. And the gun store that I bought this AR from here in town, he said he's giving out free, you know, Keep America Great again, or Keep America Great flags, Donald Trump flags, for anybody who's bought a rifle from him. So I may go down there and get one here in a few days, or tomorrow. He's closed today. He's closed through the weekend into Monday, and then he's open from Tuesday to Friday here in town. So that's pretty convenient. I mean, he runs it himself. He has his own hours. He's a good gun store. So I'll go see if I can get that free flag from him, and hopefully the weather will improve and I can get out and shoot my AR15 and M1A some more, because I want to try some new reloads in the M1A. And I may be improving the scope on the Marlin 15YN too, get some taller rings, put a higher magnification scope on. I don't know, I got a bunch of little projects coming up that I got planned up in here. We'll see how they come to fruition. Anyway, that's been Pliskin by 51mm. See you guys all in the next video.